What's up, everybody? Max Whitman here, joined as always to my left by Cato. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been a long day. We've been at this since 7 o'clock p.m. Yeah. About 7 p.m. So we're going strong. But we're gonna put together the Victory Road tournament for the world title side, and then we're gonna call it a night. So that's what this creative meeting is. This creative meeting is figuring out who's going to win that world title Victory Road and get the opportunity at the world title at Bound for Glory. So we'll just go a quick run through of the competitors as it stands now. And if it changes, we'll have to have another creative meeting at some point. So 8 men. So it's going to be Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio Jr., Kenny Omega, Jay Lethal, Bully Ray, Ryback, Jeff Jarrett, and Eddie Edwards. So on the face sides, you got Eddie Edwards, Jeff Jarrett, Rey Mysterio, and Chris Jericho. And on the heel side, you got Omega, Lethal, Bully Ray, and Ryback. So those are our participants. 50-year-old Jeff Jarrett makes an appearance because why wouldn't Jeff Jarrett make an appearance at TNA for something like this?
I mean,
it's a major tournament.
Jeff Jarrett's thing.
It's his baby.
I mean, pretty much it's just like King of the Mountain. King of the Mountain tournament is pretty much the same as that thing. It's a point system, and then they pretty much meet at the end of like 2 months or whatever, or a month. So we have 4 guys that we brought in that's not with the company based on popularity, because we want this tournament to be like one of the best tournaments we could possibly put on. So we brought those 4 guys in, mixed with 4 guys of our own who we believe is like the upper echelon of our TNA Impact right now. So every match that you'll get it's like a, main event caliber match essentially. So I think all these matches will be rated high. So by the time we decide who is going to actually be the winner of Victory Road for this tournament, it should grade out like a world title match for us. That's how we view it. That's what we want. That's our goal.
So that being said, we haven't even talked about it at all. Who wins? Well,
I think we should talk about why certain people aren't in the tournament.
So you're talking about like Zack Sabre Jr. and those kind of guys?
In the Dolphin Aries.
Okay. All right. So obviously, Dolphin Aries are going to get a rematch at Victory Road. So Victory Road could end up being a huge pay-per-view.
I think it's going to be definitely bigger than Slammiversary. It scares me because Slammiversary was so big.
Right.
Victory Road, we're bringing in all these people just for the tournament. So when we get to the finals in the title matches, it's going to be bigger than Slammiversary. It's like, how do we top that for Bound for Glory? Like, yo.
Well, that's it. I mean, you sort of... I mean, that's... Whoever wins this tournament, like, it's got to be a guaranteed... Bound for Glory, that's got to be a guaranteed... I mean, look, when you've got 6 pay-per-views, they're all going to be big. I mean, they're all going to be big. So, to me, it's... Well, I guess first things first, who would you rather have as the champion going into Bound for Glory?
Oh, the world champion?
Yes.
Honestly, I'd rather have Dolph
hold the belt.
Yeah, Dolph continue to be the world champ into Bound for Glory. And whoever wins Victory Road.
Well, then that at least solves one match at Victory Road. Right? Dolph retains over Aries.
Yeah.
Okay. And so obviously Eddie Edwards... Well, Joseph Park. Well, actually, if Eddie is in the world title one, Park could technically be a heel in.
No, he can't be the heel Canadian one. He can't be.
Why not?
It just gets too busy for them to be fighting each other at Victory Road.
So what? Well, yeah.
It's just too busy. And why does Eddie get to go to the world and Parks get to the Canadian?
Why does Park not be able to get in either one of them?
Because Parks, well, we want to turn him. We want to turn him back to Abyss.
Right.
So I figured with the laws.
Well, what if he goes on a losing streak?
But he can't do that in the middle of a tournament.
No, you're right, which would be why he's not in the tournament. Maybe he has a wrestle-in, like a play-in match, and loses.
Okay, that could be it. I mean, I just don't see two guys that have to wrestle at the pay-per-view both in the tournament. The only reason I wouldn't put Eddie in the world tournament is because he's our guy. He's our exclusive pay-per-view.
Well, honestly, it's like a perfect storm for him because we needed another babyface. We didn't want to bring in one from the outside. We don't have any other main event level baby faces, so he just falls in there naturally.
And he's the guy.
Right.
Like, he's the only one that signed a 3-year contract with just us.
So it's an awkward fit. It's a square peg in a round hole, but whatever. So the Canadian champion is competing in the world. I mean, that's okay. You know, it's not the craziest thing that's ever happened.
No. And I mean, he could still defend his title if we really wanted him to. Nothing says he can't defend his title in a tournament style match.
Oh yeah, I mean
he
could theoretically. I mean, if you really wanted to get, he could lose the Canadian title during this tournament, and then win the tournament. I mean, I don't want to do that.
But then he would win the world side.
Right, I don't want to do that. But I like him as the Canadian.
That would pretty much scratch Parks and Eddie Edwards.
Right.
And I wouldn't do that either. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a fast turnaround to lose his title in the tournament.
So let's just say Joseph Park doesn't get into the tournament because he loses a play-in match, right? He has a play-in match and he loses it.
Yeah.
Right?
He could lose to someone like...
He could lose to Impact. He could lose to anybody. He could lose...
I mean, someone he feel he should definitely beat. You know, yeah, and any other faces. Like a Seidel with an Impact.
Yeah,
I think they're going to put on the best matches with him anyway.
Right. I mean, he could lose to an RVD. He could lose...
I mean, you can honestly give him 2 chances to get into the tournament, and he lose twice to the face. And he like, you know what? I just don't got it no more. I need to go back. I need to reset. And then he comes back as Abyss, screws over Eddie, and
that causes the title.
That causes the Eddie Edwards versus Abyss match at Victory Road. Because Eddie was like, man, I could have had a chance of both titles. You know, I had a chance to win the tournament, and you screwed me. So whatever it takes to get you here, I want you.
Okay.
I mean, when that Abyss music hit.
Right. So let's change that, actually. Eddie Edwards versus Abyss. But again, is he going to win?
We don't... I'm not sure yet, actually.
Because I really feel like you can't make him Abyss and then have him lose.
I wouldn't mind Abyss actually taking the Canadian title from Eddie.
But then Eddie doesn't get a single defense. He loses in his first title defense.
No, because I said he could defend his title during the tournament. He just can't lose it during the tournament. He can defend it. I mean, look at the guys he's going to be going against. Those are good guys to defend your title against. They're like world title matches anyway.
Then he's got to win the matches.
Yeah, we'll know he'll win the match. It's not like he's going to defend.
Then how do you pick and choose which one he defends? Like, because what initially popped into my head...
Like, I could see him defending against a guy like Bully Ray who's going to talk shit to make him defend his title. You know?
Yeah. I guess, like, what immediately popped into my head when you said that was, well, what if that's how Eddie gets into that world picture? What if he like, he wants to get into the world title, Jericho, whatever, sells, nah, you're the Canadian champion, you can't be there. And he says, well, I'll defend my title every match. But then he has to go undefeated, or he has to lose the title.
That's too much. That wouldn't make any sense. Like, only 2 people I could see him defending his title against in this tournament is Ryback and Bully Ray. So if he beats Ryback and Bully Ray, then that's fine. You know?
Yeah.
And actually, I want him to beat Ryback and Bully Ray for the fact that...
So then he would get 2 title defenses before dropping it to Abyss. But then what?
That sets up Bound for Glory. That could set up Monster Ball with Abyss. That's his match. Eddie wants his rematch. I don't care what way, how, when, and Abyss.
But then does Eddie win that match? Or does Eddie lose and then he loses that feud?
Well, the feud doesn't have to be over at 3. We already determined that before. It doesn't have to be over at 3.
It is if it's 2-1. 2 wins to 1.
Well, how does he win the 3? Because that matters. How does he win the first one? That matters.
I don't know. But let's worry about the tournament. That's what we're here for. Let's figure out this tournament. Eddie Edwards is definitely in the tournament.
He's in.
We'll figure out how he got there. And we'll figure...
it doesn't matter how he got there. He just
I mean, he can earn his way in somehow.
It's
fine. It doesn't matter. And this one, I almost feel like Abyss might be better served down here at Bound for Glory.
Oh, you know what? How about he could beat Abyss. Well, he could beat Abyss, but by a disqualification because Abyss uses his spiked 2x4. And that sets up the Monster Ball at Bound for Glory. He could put Eddie on the shelf for like a month.
Back-to-back pay-per-views, guys putting guys on a shelf.
Well, one guy was complaining like a little bitch. That's the difference.
That's true.
We didn't want to put him on the shelf. We had no choice. But that would definitely set up Monster Ball.
I wish we had a face. I wish we had another face that wasn't Eddie Edwards.
We
just be a lot. Like, I love Eddie in this tournament.
I do
but it would
too.
just be a lot easier if he wasn't the Canadian champion.
Yeah.
Or B, we had another face who could take that spot.
Well, we didn't set up the Victory Road before Slammiversary because actually, we didn't have another face.
No, we didn't realize Eddie was going to be in the tournament.
But Impact could have won the Canadian title. He scores high in his matches.
Yeah, he definitely could.
Seidel score highs in his matches.
Yes, no, there definitely were options.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were going to use him in the tournament.
I didn't realize we had no choice.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But whatever. It is what it is. Abyss, maybe we go one more with Joseph Park, and then Abyss returns at Bound for Glory in the Monsters Ball match. Like Abyss returns like the week or two before that third match.
Yeah, that's fine too.
So let's do it again. Let's do Joseph Park again.
Okay.
Oh, no, because Eddie has to defend the Canadian title against the winner of the Canadian tournament.
So let him beat Abyss and let that feud be done. No, let him beat Parks again and then let that feud be done.
Yeah, we'll worry about returning Abyss later.
If we ever
that'll
get to
just
that
be
point.
Right, that'll just be a 2-match. Eddie will beat him twice and be done with it. After Park loses that match, we'll just go back to having him beat mid-carders and upper mid-carders to build his momentum back up again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because he's going to be on a little bit of a losing streak.
Okay.
Which could actually be a story in and of itself.
So this is the other situation. We know how Dolph will retain at Victory Road. So will we do Dolph versus the winner of the tournament versus Aries? Or do we do Dolph and Aries on a regular show for the rematch? I wouldn't mind that either.
So what's happening at
Aries is
Victory Road,
decline.
Dolph is debuting his bodyguard.
Yeah, we don't want to give that up yet. Let's wait.
What's a creative meeting? And it's happening at Victory Road. That's what this thing is about anyway.
Yeah, okay, fine.
We don't have to give away who it is. We just say Dolph is debuting his...
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't want to tell who it is.
Right, I'm okay with not telling it. So Dolph debuts his bodyguard and wins dirty again.
But Austin Aries is also in Time Decline. So...
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. Well, no,
I don't think
he's not in Time Decline. He's in that New Japan thing.
Yeah.
And we don't know how his body's going to hold up with that tournament going on.
I mean, I'm okay. I mean, all right, so Dolph won twice. I mean, yeah, you know what? Bound for Glory, Dolph takes on... Look, it could be one of those where Aries, he wants a rematch, but he wasn't in the tournament. So he has to wait, and he gets it either at Destination X or either Destination X or Lockdown. He gets it. We can wait a couple more months. It doesn't have to be
Lockdown
3 in a row.
Lockdown would be an awesome time for them to fight. Because Destination X is going to be about the X Division guys. They're
Right.
going to main event that.
So, let's just put it in early.
But we can't do that because we don't. Last time we put something in early, we had to go back and change our whole thing.
Yeah, you're right. Well,
nah, we'll leave it. We got like 3 more creative meetings before we even do
leave
that.
it blank. It's fine.
That's fine.
You're right.
So
he doesn't have to be right. He doesn't have to come back immediately and get the thing. All right. So this tournament, first we need to decide
ranking system.
You mean like point system, like who's
number 1, who's number 8?
Oh, seeds. Okay. All right.
You want to go heel face, or 1, 2, 3, 4 heel, 1, 2, 3, 4 face, and then
no, I would just
like
go
that?
1 through 8. Who's the best?
But how do you want to then set up our brackets?
They're all gonna fight each other.
I know, but I don't want like heel the same week, like the same show.
Well, then we don't see them then. If it's pool play, if everyone faces everyone, it doesn't really matter how you see them. Why don't we figure out the schedule? Okay. Let's figure out the schedule so that we because you want to build like some excitement.
So
like,
we got 8 guys.
You want to have it come down to like this last match means something. So we got to make sure we know.
Well, we already know who our last match is going to be. Well, I think I know.
You mean the Victory Road final?
Yeah, the last match.
What do you think?
I think Ray and Omega.
Not Jericho?
Nah, not Jericho. I'd rather let Omega.
With Ray winning?
Yeah. Like, so we seen the Dolph and Ray match. That was crazy.
Okay, let's do it.
That was a crazy match. Unless you're going to have Jericho beat Omega.
I'm worried that Mysterio may not hold up.
Okay, then we could have Jericho and Omega, but Jericho would go over. Because the Jericho is the only other person that could compete with Ray. Ray put up a 74. Jericho put up a 78 with Omega. He's going to put up about the same thing with Dolph, for sure. There's no need to have like 260s.
Right, it's got to be a baby face.
Right.
So it's got to be either Jericho or Ray.
Right. I mean, I would like to see Ray again, but you're right. If his body doesn't hold up, let's put Jericho. I know he's going to get high 70s to 80s. So that might be the best match.
I would prefer Ray, but yeah, we gave him 1 match and he asked for time off.
Yeah.
All right. So that'll be Jericho's match. Because you want Dolph to retain anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Which means...
I mean, we could still have Ray fight on that card. He could fight Omega on that card.
Oh, yeah. He'll definitely be on the card. All right. So that means the Victory Road World Finale is Jericho versus... Who'd we say?
Or he could fight Lethal. Omega or Lethal. Honestly. Either one. Whatever one you think. Whatever you want to go with.
Well, we were going to have Eddie get screwed out of the final spot, right? So it's got to be Eddie.
No, because Eddie in a heel can be tied for number 2. So when he gets screwed, whoever that heel that he's tied with will go on to the final.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
Eddie Omega or Eddie. So
it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Either way. Or we could wait to fill in that spot to see whoever had the better match between Jericho and Omega and Jericho and Lethal. Let that person be the one.
Let's do Omega because Lethal has his stable. So if Parks were to interfere in that match and screw Eddie. Oh, it doesn't have to be that specific match.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. But no, I'm talking about Jericho in the final slot.
Let's do Jericho and Omega again.
I think we should just do whoever scores higher when they first fight. Because they have to fight once before they get to the finals.
Right, so then we can't map out the tournament tonight then.
No, we can only map out Jericho because we know he's going to be there for sure. But number 2, we'll just see whoever scores higher during the week. We'll just leave that spot open for either Omega or Lethal. So whoever scores higher...
That's going to fluctuate, though. Those 2 guys, I mean, they're basically... You might have one night where they score 58 and another night where they score 70.
No, whoever scores the highest when they fight Jericho. Because Jericho is going to have to fight both of these guys leading up to Victory Road. Whoever had the better match, let them do the rematch again at Victory Road. because we know it's going to score high. Like, let's say Jericho and Omega fight and they score 70. Then Jericho and Lethal fight and they score 80.
Okay. Now, do you want to do all 8 of them face each other, or do you want to break them up into 2 brackets of 4?
No, all 8 are facing each other. That's what I'm saying.
Top 2 point getters.
Yeah. Okay. So Jericho's going to have to fight these guys at some point during the tournament.
Right.
And then fight them, whoever.
So that means it has to be early, dude, because otherwise...
Yeah, the finals are going to have to... Those 2 people in the finals are going to have to fight each other twice. That's going to be the second time of them fighting.
Right, so how do you map that out without knowing who's...
Dave, look, Jericho will fight Omega week 1. He'll fight Lethal week 2. Right. Whoever scores higher, that's what we're going to put at the number 2 spot.
So then we got to wait to map out the rest of the tournament. We can't do that tonight.
No, we don't have to. The rest of the tournament doesn't matter because we know who's going to be number 1.
Yeah, but it does matter because you got to come up with the wins and losses that's going to give them the points to be 2 and 3.
Exactly. That's why we do it early, week 1 and week 2.
Right. So we can't do the tournament tonight. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, we can, Max.
How can you?
Because, look, all right, let's say Jericho beats Omega.
Right.
Let's say Jericho beats Lethal.
Right.
Okay, now we know who has the higher 2 between those 2. Let's say Omega has a higher match rating between Jericho.
Right.
Omega can just go on to win the rest of his matches.
Right.
And then Lethal can go on to win the rest except 1. That means now Omega's number 2. That means Jericho can lose 1 more match. That means he's still number 1. Omega is number 2.
Right. What I'm saying is, if we're trying to map out the tournament, you got to decide who's beating who. If you don't know that until you see the matches, you can't map it out.
Max, that doesn't matter. Listen to what I'm saying. Like, only thing that matters is who's going to finish 1 and 2, right?
Yes. Well, whoever's 2 has to be tied with Eddie Edwards.
We know, and then we know that match will be the match before this one. That's the only thing we need to know. 1, 2, and 3. 1 is Jericho, 3 is Edwards, and whoever scores higher in week 1 or 2 with Lethal will give them the wins that they need to be number 2. It don't matter who they fight, we'll give them their wins that they need for the point system. We control the points.
No, I know we control the points, but what I'm saying is I was under the impression that we were mapping out the whole tournament right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Who's beating who, the wins, losses, the points,
no, we
don't
have to map out who's beating who. And we don't have to map out the point system. We just have to map out pretty much the structure of who we want to finish, where we want to finish him at. That's pretty much it. How they get there, I mean, that's just no different than us booking Impact. But we just need to know who's going to finish at what spot. That's what I meant by like mapping out the tournament. Just pretty much where they're going to end up at. That's all.
And then you want to book this tournament on the fly.
No, the tournament is no different than us setting up an Impact match. We know the 8 guys, and we know as long as we know who's going to finish where. Like, it doesn't matter when Ryback and Jeff Jarrett fights. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to us.
Right.
That could be week 1 if we wanted it to. Matter of fact, we could do that now. We could do all these guys, week 1, week 2, who's fighting who, and then we'll just put the W's for Omega and Lethal after we figure out who wins higher. Because we'll know Jericho will have 1 more win.
Let's write this down. You're an off-the-cuff booker. You frustrate the hell out of me.
No, you're just...
Yes, you are. You're an off-the-cuff
you want
booker.
Everything in structure form to just know...
I want to be able to look at it and know what I'm doing.
No.
You want to pull this shit out of your pocket.
Jericho loses 1 match.
All right, so hold on.
Jericho loses 1 match. The number 2 person loses 2 matches.
All right, so hold on. So we got Jericho. I hate this pen. Good God. This pen blows.
Is your pen? Oh, there's another one right behind you. Well, I think it's a pencil.
Oh, fuck that pencil. So Jericho's going to finish the tournament 7-1.
Yeah, he'll be number 1.
So he's going to lose to... I guess what I'm saying is
whoever you want to lose
you want Eddie to pull off a victory over somebody at some point. You know what I'm saying? You want guys...
Let Eddie beat Jericho. That's fine.
All right, so Jericho's going to finish 7-1.
Yep.
He's going to have 1 loss in the entire tournament.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
And right, number 2, that doesn't have to be a name because we won't know that name of the person until week 3. Which is fine. It's okay. Just write the number 2, and that person will finish 6 and 2, which make them number 2. Number 3 will be Eddie, and he will finish 6 and 3. I mean, he'll finish 5 and 3.
Finishing 5 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And number 4 can finish 4 and 4, and so on.
Well, who would you rather it be then? If number 4, well,
no, number 4 will be either Omega or Lethal. It's gonna be one out the other guy.
All right. So number 4.
That's why I said when I said, do you want to do the ranks with the numbers, so you can just say number 1 has this record, number 2 has this record.
Right.
And then we'll just fill in the names at impact.
I hate that. It's driving me crazy. Off the cuff, man.
It's not off the cuff.
It's definitely off the cuff.
It's not off the cuff. It's,
all right. So number 4.
I wish they could see this system you have set up here.
They can see the system I have set up here.
You're super structured.
You have to be.
You tried to put the world title in for lockdown 3 months out, and you're telling me I'm off the cuff?
3 months out. No, that's the opposite of off the cuff.
Last time we did that, we lost 10 people got injured.
That's
it
true.
was horrible.
That's true. All right. So number 4 is going to finish what?
4 and 4. Or they could be top. They could be tied with Eddie at 5 and 3. Either one, 5 and 3 or 4 and 4. Either way, they won't make the finals.
Right.
Let's finish them strong.
So
5 and 3.
5 and 3.
Finish them strong.
So right, because you need Eddie and number 2.
No, Eddie's at number.
Right,
3.
but you need. It's like going into that last match. You need Eddie and number 2.
Yeah, exactly.
To both be 5 and 2.
Right. That's why I was saying we write numbers instead of names. Like number 2 will fight number 3 here. You know what I'm saying? And number 1 will fight number 5 here. But you wanted to use a name. But I'm like, if we don't use a name, we can put the people we want to finish where after. That's what I was saying.
I get what you're saying. All right, it's 2:00 in the morning, bro.
Okay.
Number 1.
You don't have to X the names out.
Number 3. I'm Xing the names out.
Oh my god.
You win, Cato.
Okay.
You win.
Let number 4 finish 4 and 4. They don't need to look strong. Now these guys can look weak as fuck.
Right, number 5 is 4 and 4.
Let Jericho finish 2 and 6.
Number 6.
I mean, let Jarrett finish 2 and 6. Let him be last.
Number 6 is. Yeah, you're right. Number 8. You think Jarrett?
He's 50 years old.
Do you think Jarrett would lose all his matches?
No, that'll be rude. Let him win.
How about he's 1 and 7?
All right, give him 1 and 7.
All right, Jarrett pulls off 1 win. Who's the poor bastard that's to lose to Jeff Jarrett?
Ryback. He probably would lose too.
All right, number 7. Number 6 and number 7.
Number 7 is Ryback.
And he finishes what?
Let him finish 2 and 6.
2 and 6.
And then let Bully.
Number 6 is 3 and 5.
Yeah, it could be Ray or Bully, either way. Well, let it be Ray. Let it be Ray and let Bully be number 5 because if we
can they both finish 4 and 4? Would that work? So I'm saying, how do you
it
know these are gonna work?
It could. It's just a point. It's a point system. It's no different. He beats him. Okay, that's 1. He doesn't have to fight him no more. He could beat 1, 2, 3, and 4. He could beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can lose to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? It's fine.
No, I don't know what you're saying, but that's
okay.
It's way too many numbers here for me. All right, so number 6 finishes what, 3 and 5?
Yeah, you're going to be really upset again.
Why?
Because it should be Jericho should finish 6 and 1, not 7 and 1.
Why?
Because he can't fight himself.
He's only fighting. So we got to change all these numbers then.
Yeah, it's not that hard, Dave.
No,
it's not that hard.
See, that's why your system is bullshit.
Yo, I wish they could see how many papers you ripped off of this pad.
Because I don't have the actual notebook. It's upstairs.
But if you keep them inside the pad instead of ripping them off and then throw them away later.
No, I don't throw them away. I transfer this to the notebook.
You lost all those papers
before we had a notebook.
It was in a bag. I don't know how you lost them in a bag.
No, because I cleaned out the bag. I said, now I got a notebook. That's why I got a notebook for it. That's because you made fun of me for having a computer system, so I started using papers.
Dude, because you wanted to type everything.
That's because you're pulling shit out of your pocket with 8 millimeter tall lettering, And somehow you can read that shit.
But I never lost them. I kept them all. Okay, so yeah, that's the point system. We pretty much mapped out who we want to finish at number 1 and
Right.
fight for the world title. We know how Edwards is going to get screwed and by whom. Only thing we
Right.
got to figure out is by week 2, going into week 3, we should know if we want Omega or Lethal to finish number 2, because whoever had that stronger match, because we want to have a strong ass pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
So whoever had the stronger match, they're just going to get the second slot.
I hope you know that by the time you come back here for the next creative
I'm
meeting,
gonna have to tell you again.
no, this is all gonna be written out and figured out.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the tournament written out myself.
Okay.
You're gonna leave him like I'm fucking writing this.
No,
shit out.
you're gonna look at that. You're gonna be like, yo, I don't understand this shit.
I don't
What was he
understand
saying?
I said I'm gonna just take these names and I'm gonna just pick a dude and just go.
Okay. And I'm gonna just let it rip.
Just let it, no.
But even still, we have to after week 3, it'll be perfect. By the time we
Yeah.
do the second half of the creative meeting and we know who we signed and got
Right.
for the Canadian title, we'll have that mapped out like you like it. We'll
Right.
have names and shit.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So it'll
Bullshit,
be all
but
good.
I get it. It's bullshit. This tournament is horseshit.
I mean, one thing we know for sure. You could put week 1, Jericho beats Omega. Week 2, Jericho beat Lethal. That's one thing we know 100%.
Yeah.
Jericho's going to beat both of them.
right.
So if that makes you feel good, let's do that.
No.
Well, we can map out week 1 and 2, honestly.
No, what I'm more
And 3.
What I'm more worried about, honestly, not worried about, what I'm more looking to figure out is we need to figure out when this starts. When does the actual tournament start?
It has to start, next week.
It's got to be soon.
So I hope
'Cause you've
these
got-
Canadian guys sign. Well, we got...
Well, they're all in.
Yeah, we just won't be able to see how good they are. Well, we could let them fight on Explosion. And that'll be our...
Honestly,
Just forget it and just run
we
with
have
it.
to see them. Just look, we know these guys. Just send them out there.
Okay,
And if they're
cool.
good, they're good. If they're not, they're not.
True.
We can't test everybody.
Like the Canadian, we can actually map that out just like you like, because we have all our guys.
Right.
We know who we want to win, and it's 10 times easier.
So, how many? Jesus Christ! How many matches are there then on each TV show? So you've got. That's what I'm saying. You gotta.
You got
It's gonna I gotta feel when this starts, so that we know, because you don't want to have a week in between. You want it to end.
yeah, I understand. That's why I'm saying we have to start it now.
Right, because you want the tournament itself to be done
At
the week,
Yep.
the go home show.
Yep. So we have to start it ASAP. Next week we have to start the tournament. We have no choice.
Could we do? Well, yeah, because you got 2. You got a Canadian tournament. You got 2 tournaments to run at one time.
Yeah. Yep. So getting all the because you got everything by it's going to be 8 matches on each Impact, 4 from the Canadian, 4 from the world. So that's what you know you're gonna get for sure.
Right, so you need 8 matches every show.
Right, minimum.
For how many shows? So how many matches? Yeah, this is why it's all math, and I'm terrible at this shit.
How many matches?
Yeah, how many matches total is that? Because that's what I'm saying. That's how you can know how many impacts you got.
Let me see that pin. Or just do the grid structure. Now tell us. That's your thing.
See?
We did it before.
Yeah.
You did it upstairs. I just can't remember how many we end up coming up with.
Well, it ends up being.
This is what
Like,
happens when you have
honestly,
creative meetings.
yeah, I'm terrible at math at 4 in the afternoon. At 2:30 in the morning, it's not happening. There's no way I'm figuring this out at 2:30 in the morning. Because that's going to decide how many episodes of Impact we need.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of matches.
It's a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. It's a lot of matches. Now, we've got 2 months. We've got 2 months worth of TV to get it in. There's no doubt we can get it in.
We can. They're just going to take up every show.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's... But I just... Wow, how many... What do you got over there? What are you up to already?
I stopped at 8. And I realized it's going to be a lot of matches.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's... Like, the world title one alone...
I mean, because we have what?
I mean, no, it's actually easy to figure out. So it's... Jericho has 7 matches.
Everyone has 7 matches.
Right, but it's basically, you can do it this way. You can count it down like 7, 6, 5, 4. So I got a calculator here for you. Here we go. So it's 7 plus 6 plus 5
4, 3, 2,
plus
1.
4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1.
A lot of matches.
It's 28 matches on each side.
How many impacts do we got left?
So we'll technically have
3, 4.
So the pay-per-view
6 more impacts.
Victory Road is Sunday, week 3 of September.
So we have 8 more impacts.
Sunday, week 3. What are we up to right now?
Week 2.
So of what, July?
Yeah, July.
And we just did. So we're about to start week 3.
So 3, 4.
Right? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me fast forward here a second.
No, this should be week 2.
Let's see.
Because week 1 we did the take home. I mean the Fallout.
I think week 1 of July was was the go home show.
Yeah, we're on week 3. Okay.
All right.
So week 3.
So
4.
we're about to week 3, week 4. Then we have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4.
8 weeks.
So that's 6. Right? We're sure we have.
Yeah, we got 8 weeks. 4 in August, 2 in September, 2 in July.
All right, so we got 8 weeks to get. It's 28. It's actually times 2.
Well, I'm not worried about the times 2 part. It's gonna be 8 matches. Period. We already know that. Like, what's 28 divided by 8?
28 divided by 8. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not 28 matches. You've got 2 tournaments worth of matches on every episode.
I got it. It's math. It's all right.
All right, divided by what? 8.
Yeah. Let's see what that is.
3.5.
So, we're fine. We'll be able to get 8 matches in
So you gotta
every
multiply
impact.
that by 2.
So we should be able to have.
That's only 7.
Right. So we'll have a free match for a tag match or whatever.
All right.
So
it's 7 matches. So so if we put 7 matches an episode on, we're good. We'll be good by.
Yeah, because towards the end, I assume someone would have a break. They would have fought all their people already.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll be good then.
Yeah, you're right.
But it has to start this week.
Because you got to think, they only need 7 weeks to complete this. Because they're only fighting 7 times.
Yeah.
Wow, we could have thought of that way earlier.
It's 2:30 in the morning, man.
Dang, that was stupid.
It's 2:30 in the morning.
Okay,
We
anyway.
both sound super dumb right now.
Okay, so
I just had a moment where I wasn't even sure I turned the recording on.
don't ever have that moment again.
No, I mean, it's there. I checked it.
Okay.
It's recorded. But I looked at the screen. I didn't see the countdown. I was like, I don't see the timer.
So that works out perfect. Because they actually get a week off before the pay-per-view. Because they're fighting 7 matches.
That's good. So we'll get a week off for the pay-per-view to hype the pay-per-view itself.
Yeah.
We'll get to run some
Okay,
stuff.
so we pretty much drew out who will win the world title tournament, who's going to fight at the world. Well, who's going to fight is between Lethal and Omega. I mean, Omega and Jericho tore the house down, but Lethal also had a great showing when he fought Cody.
Yeah, for sure.
I really wish we had Cody if he wasn't acting like a little bitch. Because I would definitely let him win this tournament.
Yeah, I agree. And we just got to figure out when Cody comes back.
And we wouldn't have
Is Cody back for Bound to Glory?
We wouldn't have to use Eddie Edwards. If when he comes out for Bound for Glory, I think he should come out after the match of Bound for Glory. And either challenge Edwards or Dolph. Or Dolph. He doesn't have to go right into the world title picture.
Well, I mean, he's got his feud with Jay Lethal.
Oh, that's true.
When he comes back, the feud is ready made.
He's going. Oh yeah, because he's screwing Jay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, part of me feels like we should just pencil in Lethal to win the tournament. Not win the tournament. Pencil in Lethal to be number 2.
So that's how Lethal ends up 5-3.
Or 6-2.
Yeah, because either he can screw him either at Victory Road, or he can screw him before Victory Road, depending on who has the better match between Omega and Lethal. If Jericho has the better match with Omega, then when it's Lethal turn to try to become 6-2, Eddie can come screw him in that last match.
Cody, you mean?
Yeah, Cody. Yeah. Now, if Cody has a better showing against Jericho in week number 3, then
Cody can return and screw Lethal at Victory Road.
Yep. So either way, it works good.
So either way, he's returning at Victory Road. He'll either do it right. Well, I don't know if he'll be back in time to screw him before Victory Road.
Yeah, but we don't leave him a month off.
I'll give him 2 months.
Yes, that's fine. Because we have him 2 months before we even...
Yeah, we should be okay.
Yeah.
So that because he's got a ready-made.
We'll just make sure
right
that the Lethal screw job is the very last thing we do, because he'll be back in time for that.
Okay.
So my voice is gone because it's about 3 a.m.
So then, Bound for Glory, we get the rematch.
We can pencil that in.
Cody versus Lethal.
And then
it'll likely be Stable Warfare.
Or we can do Lethal and Cody, and Cody get messed up again, and we can save that Stable Warfare for Lethal Lockdown, like a what's that match where it's 2 cages, War Games, for like a War Game style match at Lethal Lockdown. Like we could have them have a street fight at Destination X, and then let's lock everyone down at Lethal Lockdown, and then we can have a feud there.
Well, yeah, we'll pencil it in because they have to meet in some way at Bound for Glory.
That's for sure.
And then we can figure out what's going on, whether it's Stable Warfare, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
I think we're done. I think that was a long creative meeting.
It wasn't even that long. That's what it felt
like it was like 2 hours.
It felt like it was a long ass time because I was trying to do math in my head and I'm ready to fall asleep. Probably not our best creative meeting ever.
But we got a lot done.
But we did get a lot done. Actually, we did. I don't think we got.
I don't even think we told them everyone we signed. That's the crazy part. So for the Canadian side, we ended up signing
that's right.
RVD. We ended up signing
James Storm. Shane Strickland.
Oh, well, he's not going to be in the tournament.
I don't have a clue.
Well, we wanted Sin Cara, but
you have the names over there. On that sheet of paper that I ripped out.
Yeah, can you stop ripping them out? Oh, okay. We have Bennett, Impact.
You stop ripping them out.
Seidel Storm, RVD, Eli Drake, Pentagon, and who is this last person here?
Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, actually, that's 8. I'm sorry. That was 8.
Matt Riddle and Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, so we had Matt Riddle and Zack Sabre.
Well, they may or may not be in the tournament.
Because we wanted to see how good RVD body will hold up with him being so old.
He's old as shit.
Yeah, we figured we could put either Sabre Jr. or Riddle in place of RVD if he's not able to pretty much compete.
Right.
The same thing with Ray, because Ray needed a break after 1 week of wrestling. He asked for.
He's old. Man.
He asked for a break.
Man's old.
Yeah.
No, I think we're good. I think we got the tournament down at least.
Yeah. So
we got this down.
If they need breaks, we got their replacements, so we're all set.
And honestly, even like the Canadian title, the tournament, it probably doesn't even need its own creative meeting. It's basically the same exact thing as this one.
Well, actually, it's easier because we know who's going to win, and we'll just set the points just like that.
Do we know who's going to win?
Yeah, for Victory Road is
No, we don't.
Wait, the Canadian title?
Yeah.
Dang, we didn't. Okay, let's pick a winner real quick then.
All right.
Well,
these are the guys that are definitely in it.
Yep. It won't be Impact.
So I want to be Impact.
He's the X Division champ.
Well, that's true. Well,
so let's pick.
Doesn't mean he can't win it.
Let's pick between the Canadian title. Will be fighting Eddie.
It's got to be a heel.
They'll be fighting Eddie Edwards. What about Eli Drake?
That's a weak Bound for Glory match.
Bennett
is. I like Bennett more than that. I like Bennett. I wouldn't mind James Storm, but I think Bennett's your best bet.
Oh, actually, yeah, James Storm or Bennett.
Yeah, I mean, even Pentagon I like more than Eli Drake. If it was like Lockdown or a minor pay-per-view,
But
then
you gotta
fine.
remember when we started talking trash about Eli Drake, and then we looked at his numbers, we was like, "Oh snap, he was averaging in the 50s."
True.
And Pentagon, he's gonna give you the 50s. It's the same thing. But at least Eli Drake is an actual singles competitor. Pentagon is tied up in a tag team.
Yeah.
So either
I would say either Bennett.
I like Storm, honestly, but I would say Bennett or Storm. I like Bennett because he's younger. I like Storm because I think he'll be better in the ring.
Is whoever are they winning the title at Bound? Is Edwards dropping the title at Bound for Glory? If he's gonna drop it,
we'll have to find out after Victory Road because we have to see how everybody ranks up and how good they fight.
Right? Because I mean, honestly, if he drops it, I want it to be because we're pushing him up into the world title.
He'll drop it when we decide to push him up.
Right.
So, but you gotta think.
And I don't know. I mean, you're only talking about a difference of like 5 months here. Like, part of it is like our main event scene is packed. It's crowded.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's ready to jump over a guy like Lethal or Cody. Well, then again, he's already above.
He's above Lethal and Cody technically.
Popularity
right now.
wise.
Yeah. I mean,
but match quality wise,
if we look at it, our 4 guys are Lethal, Cody, Edwards, and Omega. Yes, Dolph and Aries are in the world, and Jericho's in the world title picture right now, but they're older. They're getting pushed out.
Yeah,
they're pretty much just going to be passing the torch to the younger guys.
That's the big 4. It is. It's Omega, Lethal, Cody, and Edwards.
I think by next year, the turning point is going to be those old guys turning it over to those young guys.
I like that.
I just thought of that on the fly.
That's at 2:30 in the morning. Actually, closer to 3 now. That's at 3 o'clock in the morning on the fly. Stream of consciousness.
Let's look at our first people. It was sucked. We had Pentagon and Aries. That was trash. We had
Steiner and Drake versus the Briscoes.
We had the Briscoes then?
Yeah, that was our first big
signing. That was
signing.
probably trash because Scott hated us. Seidel and Edwards was probably the best match.
Seidel beat... I can tell you. I bet I can go back in the show history.
I bet you that was the best match we had.
Let's see.
Turning Point right there.
It was Turning Point?
16. No, was it? I thought it was Turning Point, but we didn't get Lethal that fast, did we?
Yeah, that was when Lethal arrived.
At the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the first time we saw him.
So Seidel had, what, 49?
No, this was the best match down here. Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, and Davey Boy defeat Kenny Omega, Joseph Park, and Jimmy Jacobs for a 70.
Look how trash that match was.
It was a 70.
Set up. No, I mean the participants. Like, how did that happen?
How did Jimmy Jacobs end up?
That's what happened when everyone get hurt and injured, and we're in trouble. But okay, now Aries and Pentagon actually scored a 63. Can you actually click on it and click on the match and see what they did individually?
We had a tables match.
Yeah, that's when we found out that the crowd hated.
Oh yeah. Can I see what?
Can you click on it and see like what Austin scored during the match?
I don't think so.
That sucks.
No.
So I guess we need to start writing that down so we can remember.
It was... Yeah, Slammiversary. You look at the difference. 63 to a 74. Our first pay-per-view was 63. Second pay-per-view 74.
That wasn't our first pay-per-view.
Yeah, well,
that wasn't our second pay-per-view, was it?
Yeah, we only did 2.
Wow. Man.
But you're talking that's 4.5 months of shows.
That's right. That's true. That's probably why it feels so long.
Yeah, so, we're only just heading into Victory Road.
I mean, if you look at the matches now, we have Dolph and Aries, we'll have Jericho, Omega, or Lethal, Eddie and Parks. Kind of the same matches, but I think they'll be even better because these guys' popularity will be much better by the time the tournament ends. Like, imagine Eddie Edwards after he fights Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Bully Ray, and Jeff Jarrett, whose popularity is through the roof.
Right. That's how I look at it. Like, realistically, by Bound for Glory, we should be pushing 80 on our show grades.
Right.
By Bound for Glory, we should be pushing 80. Because, 74 up here. I think Victory Road is going to be a strong pay-per-view.
So with us doing Victory Road, do you want to plan out the tag team match, the tag team title scene? I think the Machine...
For Victory Road, the Victory Road finale?
Yeah, I think the Machine Guns should take the belts off the Briscoes. After looking at like their match grade when they fought each other, the Machine Guns just did better.
I agree.
Both of them. So we can either do one-on-one, a 2-on-2, or we could do a triple threat tag team match if you think another team is worthy of sliding in there.
I would just do a regular tag match.
Do you think we should have another heel team run in and, beat them down afterwards, like declaring itself either Anarchy or...
If we do that, it would be Anarchy, if we think Anarchy's ready for it.
It's either the Bulldogs...
The Bulldogs are baby faces, though.
Yeah, but they wouldn't run down. They would kind of like, hey, give me a shot.
It'd be right, it would be... A team should challenge them afterwards, yes.
Because ironically, the Bulldogs are as close as the Anarchy is. Only because Davey, he rates so high, it kind of balances out the team.
I probably wouldn't go babyface at Bound for Glory. I think you could build a hotter story if it's Anarchy. But even Anarchy doesn't have to beat them down. Even Anarchy could come out and just challenge them.
But even still, a 4-man tag team match for the titles would be crazy. Because Anarchy and Bulldogs kind of rate the same, which is about the 50s.
Well, that's true. If you go...
And Machine Guns and Briscoes rate about the same, the 60s.
That's true. You could have a big match at Bound for Glory. You could have Briscoes versus Anarchy versus the Bulldogs versus the Machine Guns.
Or we could save something like that for Lethal Lockdown. And another, War Games style match. We can make Lethal Lockdown like our version of War Games.
War Games?
That would be kind of cool, too. You start 2 teams off in the cage. Whatever 2 teams beat the 2 team in the cage. Let those 2 fight. So pretty much 2 matches.
Here comes a big yawn.
I think Max is fading.
I am fading.
All right,
I need more Mountain Dew.
We're almost at the hour mark anyway.
Yeah, we're at the hour mark. Let's call this one.
It was like a short.
I think we got done with what we wanted to get done here. We got the tournament figured out. We got our signings done. I think we're good to go. I think it's time for bed.
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
We've been at it all night.
Yeah, it's like almost a full 6+ hours down here.
Yep.
In the studio, in our sweet studio. You don't have a studio. All right. Let me wrap it up then. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining. If you managed to stick it out till the 52-minute mark, you've made it a long way.
Or we'll just chop it up and...
Or we're not chopping it.
I don't think this is chop-upable.
It's not choppable. There's about a 15-minute mark in here where I'm trying to do math we could probably cut out. That's realistically, it's just me sitting there for 15 minutes doing math. But guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out our creative meetings. Make sure to hit that like button. I'm going to plug my like button every single time I do a video. And subscribe. But again, check out Facebook, Twitter. Not Facebook.
Instagram
and Twitter. It's at Book It Better on the Instagram and at Book It Better 1 at Twitter. And thanks for stopping by and join us next time or anyone after that.